Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We're back. That's right. Well, basically, I'm still working on some things. I got a few updates for you to tell you about, and it should be some little bit of heartwarming stuff, a little bit of fun, and I'll tell you a little story after we're done with all of that. So here's the first update. I injured my shoulder a while back, and well, it was about 6 months ago. I can't remember the exact date. Remember, folks, I got brain damage. So it's sometimes things like that are a little floaty in my head in terms of time and stuff. So what we're going to do is I'll give you a little update, like I said, and then we'll get into the fighting and the story. So I had an injury to my shoulder, like I said, and I was having some difficulty with it. I didn't even put a shirt on, okay? Like, that's how bad it was at the start. And so I was taking some physical therapy. I did a video about that called I'm Almost Back. Hey, before we get going on that, I want to get our first traditional slow motion kill of the day out of the way. This guy's going to try to zap me with lightning. It's not going to work, bro. Here we come with our first super slow-mo traditional kill of the day. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Go. Anyway, so let's get to our update. So like I said, I've been taking physical therapy for a while. It's stuff that you can do at home. Our insurance company has... Sorry about that. Our insurance company has this program where you can sign up. They'll send you a tablet and some body trackers, and they'll actually... it'll work on whatever you need the work on. So for me, it was my shoulder. I'm still doing the physical therapy, and I'm about... I would say 90% back in terms of my capabilities. I can do some good stuff now with my left arm. I can hold onto the weapon down here and do some swings, which is the important part. So that's going along well. I will probably be done with the physical therapy in about a month or so, if I'm lucky. We'll see how that goes. So, that's the first update. Little health update going on. And now we'll get to the more serious part of our program for a little bit. This is more of a mental health sort of thing. A couple weeks ago, we had a little loss in our lives. Our dog died. She passed, and she was a 20-year-old dog named Leia. I've talked about her a few times on the channel before. Lovely little dog. We rescued her from the Navajo Nation, the parking lot of a grocery store. She was just there hanging out for a few days, and we kept seeing her, so my wife brought her home one day. And we had her for 20 years, and she was a great dog, and maybe at some point I will get to the story of what happened with her at the end of her life. The veterinarian that we took her to for years was fine right up until the end. And it was a pretty horrible experience, and Mrs. Orpheus and I are still very much healing from it. It's difficult to lose somebody like that. We don't have kids, and so, as they say, you know, you have your fur babies, and our fur baby passed, and so it's been tough. One of the toughest things is, you know, this around the house, right? I'm a house husband, as it were. I spend my time here at home because of my mental, condition and my overall medical condition. So for me, when my wife is at work, it was always me and the dog. You know, me and the dog at home, and just my dog would normally, when I'm recording, be right over here, and so. It's a little rough, having to adjust without having that friend there is, it's difficult. I don't know if you've ever lost somebody, but it's definitely taking some time to heal, and the emotions are rough, having to deal with a whole slew of emotions that, apparently nothing is incorrect when it comes to the mourning process, the grieving process. But it's just difficult because everything is so different. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it right now. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. Mrs. Orpheus is getting better. We're we're gonna start, doing more stuff. We started going for the last couple of weeks. We've been going out a lot and trying to just keep our mind off of things and feel a little bit better about everything. And so it's working. It's just, you've heard this all the time about having a death in the family. It's a process, and maybe I'll share some of the process with you guys as I go along. We'll see how it impacts me, and but I'm not going to do some tribute video to my dog. As much as she deserves it, I don't need to be the next person who does one of those on the internet. That's why I'm doing this. I just want to kind of talk about it, and she was a great dog. I don't know if I'll put a picture up at some point if I already haven't, because it's still kind of painful. So that is the serious portion of our program today. If you're still watching, thank you very much. We will now get on to the silly story, and that is this. So when I was growing up, there was this TV show called MASH, and I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's the story about a mobile army surgical hospital, MASH, okay, that was set up during the Korean War, and it's the story of a bunch of doctors who got drafted for the war, and because the army needs doctors, and they're given these officer positions right away. They're captains and majors and stuff like that, and it's the silly story of a bunch of doctors who just, they're trying to live their life as normally as possible and keep a little bit of their humanity while their job is literally, taking shrapnel out of people's bodies and fixing them up. As they call it in the show quite often, it's not actual surgery. It's what they call meatball surgery, because you're just trying to save the meat, right? You're trying to not only heal them up and save their lives, but the awful reality of war sometimes is the people that you have fighting for you have to be patched up and then sent back to the front lines. And that can be a little rough as a topic to deal with, especially something that's supposed to be a sitcom. It was kind of a cross between a sitcom and a drama sort of trope. But it always left you feeling kind of good, right? There's always the amazing dry humor. The actors were really good. If you haven't seen MASH, I suggest going to look it up and watch some of the episodes. It's a really, really fun program. And it's in syndication. At least it used to be. I'm not really up on broadcast television anymore, so I don't really keep track of it as much. But it was really a staple in my life growing up. And it's because it was always there, right? Every night in my town, there was a channel that showed MASH. Sometimes 2 episodes, depending upon what else they had on the schedule. And it just always was one of those things that was very grounded, because no matter where you went, there was always a station that showed MASH at some point during the night. And it went on for a lot of episodes. In order to be syndicated, which is a TV station will pick up your program and play it on a regular basis, like nightly, weekly, or whatever, you have to have at least 100 episodes in your show. And so MASH obviously has more than 100. Funny enough, my channel could be syndicated like 3 times over, because I've got, I think, like over 300 some odd videos on this channel. So like technically they could broadcast my stuff. I mean, hell, I've done it some days on my Twitch channel. I'll just spend the day streaming my stuff on random off of my YouTube channel here. If you ever see it, go over to my channel. It is Twitch TV, and it is Orpheus Plays, just like the channel here. I sometimes come on, as a matter of fact, little secret, I'm actually streaming this right now live on my Twitch channel as well. Not the audio portion, just me beating up things so people can kind of see the sausage being made, as it were. Ooh, nice shot. Let me send this one back to you. Hiya! I suck. So, like I said, MASH was just always always in my life, always kind of there. And so, I got this chance. All right, so I'm going to date myself real quick. Old Man Orpheus is about to come out. I was alive when the show was actually still live on the air, like for the last season or so, last couple of seasons. And so I I remember seeing the last episode of it. Anyway, so we own all of the episodes and the movies with Mrs. Orpheus, and I have the full box set, which I've transferred over digitally to my Plex server. I'm a nerd. Anyway, so we've got all of it, and it's just because I like to put it on occasionally and just have it in the background, right? Because it's comforting. It's like a subliminal. I suck at throwing stuff. Screw this. But it's always kind of just something fun and comforting to put in the background. And I say that now because because of what's happened, I need a little bit of extra comfort, and so we've been having comfort food and things like that. And one of the things for me that is the comfort is MASH. So I was in middle school. This is a long time ago, back in the 1900s. That's so weird to say. Anyway, so I got the opportunity in, I think, 8th grade to be in the musical, or in the play, MASH. Now, MASH as a stage play is a little bit more like the movie. The movie is quite a bit more raunchy than the TV show. It's got Donald Sutherland, a few other people in there that are just incredible actors all around. Anyway, so we had the stage play that we were going to do at my school, and I auditioned, and I got the part of Captain John Ugly. Now, Ugly is the nickname that they chose because apparently he's the handsomest guy at the camp, and I don't want to toot my own horn. I still, you know what? I still don't even know if I'm attractive. All these years, I still have no idea if I'm actually good looking or not. So, whatever. Anyway, so it was a character that's not in the TV show. Captain John is not in the original TV show. They never had him as a character. He was kind of an amalgamation of a few different characters on the show. And so it was a fun play to be in. When you're in, if you've ever done theater, you know 100% how fun it is. It becomes your identity for, several months during the school year. And so you do all the rehearsing and all that, and there's always, you get some extra experiences that you don't normally get as a kid, which is being able to be at school after hours and it not being something that you're getting graded on, right? It's something that's genuinely fun. The rehearsals, the hanging out with your friends, all that stuff. And so it was really an impactful, informative kind of thing going on in my life. Well, here's where it led to something that became a choice in my life for a very long time. And that is Army-Navy fatigues. Yes, it was set in the Korean War, and so you got all those wonderful green fatigues, just the drab green. Oof, that had to hurt. Let's see if I can get it. Take that. Little can opener action on you. Anyway, so if you don't know what an Army-Navy surplus store is, or an Army surplus store, I don't even know if they're still around, and it's mostly because the clothes got more and more popular over the years. So I think a lot of the companies that were Army-Navy surplus stores decided to go into online, come get your retro Army outfit, stuff, and they're selling surplus jackets used to cost like $6, right? So the concept of a surplus store is probably, you probably already know what it is. The concept, at least, and that is that the military contracts to make millions of pieces of equipment for their soldiers and their sailors and all that stuff. And so they'll go with a company, they'll make 150,000 jackets in size medium or size large. And once the conflict is over, or they change spec on the fatigues, or they change the spec on the fatigues, they will order a whole brand new set of them, and then they'll ship all the old stuff out to these surplus places. They'll pay for it in bulk, and they'll sell them off individually to kids or Army enthusiasts or whatever. You used to be able to buy weapons at some of them, like firearms and stuff. Those are a little bit rare these days. But you used to be able to. It's just they were always around, and there was always back in the day, you almost were a rebel for wearing that stuff. A lot of punk people would wear fatigues and stuff. I always, well, because of the play exclusively, I started to wear fatigues. Like everywhere. I had full sets, not camo. It was always the drab green. I just loved it so much. Damn it. I hate when they enchant this with lightning. There's actually a bug in the game right now where you can get enchanted with lightning, like your body, and it stays for like 5 minutes. You just can't get it off of your body. It's especially bad with these lightning stabs that they have. So what I try to do, hold on, get out of here. What I try to do is keep these guys away from me. Anyway, so I was wearing army surplus everywhere. Like, non-ironically, too. It wasn't like I was trying to be hip or anything. I just didn't care. I liked it. It was like my thing. And so I kind of became known in school for a few years. I transferred to another school about a year after I did the play. And I took that trend with me. I started wearing fatigues at the new school. And it kind of, like, I was always that weirdo. I always, like, hung out in front of my locker and read Nietzsche and stuff like that. I was always kind of a rebel. And so, no one really batted an eye that much about me wearing fatigue. Just kind of went along with the territory for me. But I wore those for about 15 years after that. It wasn't like my only wardrobe choice or anything, don't get me wrong. But I always, if I was going to go out for something to be chill, I would wear fatigues. No! Stop with the lightning! If I was feeling especially, adventurous, I would put on a different set of fatigues. I like to go out hiking and hunting and biking and all that stuff, and I would wear the fatigues while I was doing that, obviously. It's always a good thing to do. But, I don't know, is that something that you've had to deal with in your life? You latched onto a fashion trend that you just couldn't get over for a long time? Let me know in the comments. You should also like, subscribe, turn on the notification. I don't know how many of you have the notification bell on, but it is something cool because it shows you right away when I post something. You can be one of the first people to see a new Orpheus Plays video. Anyway, that's my little blurb today. Like I said, a little update on life and a little story from back in the day. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do well. And I hope you treat yourself well, because you know what? You absolutely deserve it. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.